out what type of conic we're going to be working on. So, and the bad news is very few are in standard form. There's a lot of completing the square today. Okay. Yay! Yeah. All right, so let's practice it. Complete the square in x and y to put the equation in standard form. And, of course, sketch it. Now, you have to keep all of these different equations, all the standard forms in your head. Ellipse, of course, we have to be equal to 1. X's need to be first. So I'm going to put my minus 54x with it. Then I'm going to put my y terms, my 4y squared, my 40y. And I'm just going to get 37 out of the way and subtract it over. Now, in order for me to complete the square, our lead coefficient has to be 1. So on the x's, I'm going to first factor a 9 out. 9 times 6, 54, of course. And we'll figure out our number that goes there in the blank. Complete your square on 6, half of 6, 3 squared, 9. Now, on the right-hand side, though, I'm not just going to put plus 9, because you really put what number? 81, because you have that distributor. Okay, let's do the y's. I'm going to do those in blue. I'm going to factor the 4 out. 4 times 10, of course, 40. And sneak it in there. Complete our square on 10. Half of 10, 5 squared, 25. But again, I really just didn't put a 25 on that left side. We really put what number? 100. 4 times 25. Got it. All right, purpose of completing the square, these all factor now. Multiply to 9, add to negative 6, negative 3, negative 3. Multiply to 25, add to 10, 5 and 5. And you have to total up everything over there on the right-hand side. It equals out to 144. And then last thing for an ellipse, you have to have the equations ellipse and hyperbola both set equal to 1. So let's divide it up. I hear pencils dropping. So lots of work to get it into standard form for sure. Okay, 9 over 144 does reduce. 9 goes into 144 16 times. 4 goes into 144 36 times. And then equals what? Now, the nice thing today, okay, so obviously that is a lot of work to get it in the form, but does it ask me for like foci or major, minor, or anything? No, we just got to get it drawn. I can do that in the blink of an eye. So what's your center? 3, negative 5. Switch your signs. So 3, negative 5. Got it. How many left and right am I going to go? 4. 16 under x. Square root that. 4 right, 4 left. Okay, 36 under y. So how many up and down? Square root of 36 is 6. 5, 6. 2, 3, 4. Oh man, I'm off one. I'm just going to estimate it. Make it happen. Okay, I hate drawing ellipses. Not too shabby. Could be better, could be worse. Now, I know it doesn't ask, but just think about our test on Friday. Humor me. What's the equation for foci? C squared equals a squared. Minus. Ooh, I heard both. Minus. Plus in the equation, it's the opposite side. Just to review. All right, that was just for fun. Now, this looks ridiculous to me, okay? All the different variables. Now, this is to help you figure out what type of conic it is without me telling you. Now, kind of some obvious things. If there's one squared term, so notice it says it's a parabola if a or c is 0. So you either don't have an x squared or you do not have the y squared. Or in my eyes, you only have one squared term. That's the dead giveaway. You have a parabola. So I'm just going to put a little note here. There's only one squared term. Okay, so after that, now you have two squared terms, both squared terms. It's an ellipse, of course, if you have those same signs on A and C. So you have both positive. They could, in theory, be both negative, and you could switch the signs on them all, but usually they're both positive. And then, of course, hyperbola, opposite sides. You need one positive, one negative. So you have that subtraction in there. And, you know, that's how we're going to tell what's what. So the next four equations, You don't have to do anything but look at the equation and tell me what it is. Winning. Okay, so let's start with A. What do you got? Parabola, hyperbola, ellipse. Hyperbola. We have our two squared terms and the one's a minus. Opposite signs. What do you got for B? Wrong.
What?
You know I could throw something at you. Oh, so two squared terms, both positive.
What? It says for a circle.
We haven't done circles in a while. I just thought I'd throw that on for fun.
That's so
So if it's an ellipse, A and C, of course, have the same sign, but they need to be different numbers, like 9x squared, 7y squared. If they're both the same, it's actually a circle. I just put that on to torture you a little today, and well, for fun. I thought so. All right, what do you have for C? Parabola, one squared term, dead giveaway on that one. D.
Is it a trick?
It's not a trick. What do you got for D? Ellipse. Two squared terms, both positive, 2 and 3 different signs, different numbers, different values. Do not worry, you are not graphing any circles today. I just kind of threw that in for fun. Okay. Classify the graph of each equation, write it in standard form, sketch it. Okay, we're on it. So first tell me, what is this? Parabola, no circles today, just did that at the beginning for fun. Parabola, ellipse, hyperbola. Hyperbola. Hyperbola, because of the subtraction.
Can I look like that girl?
Oh boy. Alright, we need to complete the square to get it in the form. Now, x squared is positive, so the x's, of course, will be first. So I'm going to go ahead and put 4x with it. Y squared will be next, because we want that minus in the middle. And I'm just going to add 9 over and get it out of the way. Okay, now, nice thing, your x squared, your lead coefficient, of course, is 1 already. So you are ready to complete your square on it right now. No factoring of anything. Half of 4, 2, squared, 4. So I'm going to add 4 over here. So 9 plus 4. Okay, let's do y, but be careful. You don't have to write the 1. I'm going to put it for dramatic emphasis. I'm factoring a negative 1 out of this. So it's going to be a minus 6 in the middle. That's a very easy sign to miss. Be conscientious of that. Negative, negative, positive 6y.
Oh.
Half of 6, 3, 3 squared, 9. Now, I'm not putting plus 9 on the other side. We're really putting negative 9. Negative 1 times 9. So careful of the signs. Okay, this factors into x plus 2 squared, of course. I'm not going to keep the 1 in my answer. I just put that for our dramatic factoring of a greatest common factor. I just get this minus 3, y minus 3 squared. And total up your right-hand side. That's not too bad. 4. Now, I'm going to go ahead and fill in my standard form equation right here. I'm going to use the line as my fraction bar. I have to set it equal to what number?
1.
1. So I'm dividing these both by 4. Don't let it freak you out. It's the same number. That's fine. X plus 2 squared over 4. Y minus, I should have put a bigger blank, equals 1. Okay, so we're going to, doesn't ask us for a lot of stuff, so let's just get the graph going. What's your center?
Negative 2. 3.
Perfect. Good work, Alex.
Thank you.
Can't mess up the 4s, right? Square root of 4, 2, so it's going to be a square that we're drawing here. Right 2, down 2, left 2, up 2. Now, if it was an ellipse, clearly I'd draw the oval. Hyperbola, though. So I need the central box, so I'm going to draw my little dashed. This one turns out to be a square. I'm going to draw my asymptotes from the center to each corner. And this one would open how? Horizontally or vertical? Horizontal, because x is first.
Yes. Thank God I did it.
Okay, perfect. Now, doesn't ask you for anything else, but you know the love of math. Let's review quick. Your foci equation. What's the foci equation for this? C squared equals
A squared plus B squared.
plus A squared plus B squared, opposite in sign. What, for fun, would be the slope of your asymptotes? 1, up 2 over 2, 1. I like it. All right. What type of conic is this? Parabola. 1 squared term makes it a parabola. So let's start with that. Now, parabolas are standard form of parabolas. Remember our squared variables on the left side. I see y is the squared variable, so I'm going to keep y squared and 4y over here. I am going to leave a little bit of room so I can complete the square on it. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 12x and subtract 28 to the other side. So nice thing your y squared, your coefficient's 1 on the y squared. We're ready to complete your square. Half of 2, half of 4 is 2, 2 squared. So over there on our left-hand side, that now factors into y plus 2 squared. I like it. I'm going to combine negative 28 and 4. And I'm just about ready to go to my standard form equation. What's the one last thing to put it in standard form you're going to do on the right-hand side? The left's perfect. Factor out negative 12. Perfect. Love it. Because we want to have that in a factored form, because of course our value right here represents what? 4p, the length of the lattice rectum. You know I like to say rectum. Or aka the focal diameter. Okay. Oh, it's getting punchy in here. Okay, vertex. I know it. We don't have to get crazy, but I'm going to write a few things down to draw my parabola. What's your vertex?
-2.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta switch the signs in parentheses. Why did I put this graph grid so high? I gotta lower it. I gotta lower it. Short people problems.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Which way?
Yeah, we don't
Focus on. Which way does this open? Up, down, left, or right? Left. Left. So because of the negative 12, left. We need to know, I'm going to plot the focus. I know it doesn't ask, but I need the focus so I can count the length of my lattice. Right. So 4b equals negative 12. P is negative 3. And we said left. So I'm going to go from my vertex left 3. There's the focus. We don't have to write it down, but I need it. Now I can count my lattice rectum.
Last one.
Okay, I am regretting the 12. I don't know why I made it 12. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Will 6 fit on the bottom? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. Lord help us all. Okay. Now, just, it doesn't ask, but let's just review. If you had to put the directrix on,
go through
from the vertex you would count which way? To the right 3 units and draw it. I'm going to put it on just to review. You don't have to, it doesn't ask, but you know I can't help myself.
Shake it, shake them.
All right, any questions on that?
Bro, shake these thoughts.
Okay, final graph. God help us all. What is it? Hyperbola. Lex is right, you got the minus hyperbola. Okay, remember, you always want the minus in the middle. So our positive squared term first, which is that 9. So I'm going to go ahead and put 18 with it. I am going to pull a 9 out of that in a minute, so I'm not going to get ready to complete my square quite yet. Minus y squared plus 6y. And we've got the 0. Okay, let's take 9 out for the x's. 9x squared. 9 times 2 is 18. Let's complete our square there. Half of 2, 1 squared, 1. So really, what number are you putting over here? 9. Okay, on the y's, be conscientious. We have to pull that negative 1 off. So that makes it minus 6y. And I'm running out of room.
No.
Half of 6. Half of 6 squared.
Wow, you're so
Conscientious. What number are you really putting on the right to balance?
Negative 9.
And we have a problem.
No
Yeah,
solution.
what does that mean?
It's gonna be all solutions, isn't it?
So it's 0, correct, on the right hand?
Yeah, that's
How am I going to set it equal to 1?
You don't.
Put in the form of 1.
Can I set it equal to 1?
No.
I don't want to decide.
This is what we call a degenerate comic.
Alex.
It's nothing but degenerate and rectum in here today, kids.
I told you.
So if you cannot make it equal 1, you physically can't get the math to work out, you have what we call a degenerate comic.
That's rude.
Oh my God.